in Washington, D.C. I believe the age was 12 and 14 years of age. And me personally, from what I'm hearing, I believe that these young brothers was targeted, these young kids was targeted, because I believe the 10-year-old was shot. I think the 12-year-old. I think the 12-year-old, I believe. 10 or 12 years or somewhere. I know it was young. You know, he wasn't a teenager. And they said he was shot like the multiple about 10 times. So evidently, they definitely targeting him for whatever reason, I don't know. But now here in Washington, D.C., they have a $50,000 reward, so maybe we might get some help. But one thing, any kind of way that we're going to get help here in Washington, D.C., we got to definitely get out of that syndrome or that thought of that, no snitching type of stuff. Because if it was your son or daughter, something, you want somebody to help you out, you want to definitely bring some type of justice to it. And it's crazy here in Washington, D.C., and all over, we always talking about, I ain't snitching. But y'all snitch all when y'all ride down the street with this loud ass music, blasting, walking around with these tight ass jeans on, men purses as y'all call y'all stuff. Y'all snitching when you do that. Because 9 times out of 10, you got one of them powers inside there. So we're gonna keep it 100. So you definitely snitching yourself walking around 95-degree heat. Y'all got damn ski masks on and North Face coats, not jackets but coats on. So make it make sense, people. The only way we're gonna help people here in D.C. is that somebody got to say something. Now they got a $50,000 reward. Is anybody gonna come forward? That's the question now. But we're gonna get right to this video. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this situation, because it's sad, and then somebody got to do something about it.
We have gotten a sad update from police. We have learned that the child, the 12-year-old boy who was fighting for his life, he has died. So this is now a double fatal shooting. Both of the victims are children. And we have another update from police. The child who died yesterday, initially police thought that boy was 13 years old. We are now learning that he was 14 years old. Now I'm going to step out of the way here to show you one of the cars that is here on the scene still today. You can see it parked in the parking lot of this convenience store. There are 2 bullet holes in the side. This whole area was sprayed with bullets yesterday afternoon, and a man we spoke to off camera, he says it started out sounding like fireworks and then just all kinds of gunshots. He thinks he heard at least 30 shots in a very rapid order there. Now, Circle Express convenience store, it is open for business again, but things here are far from normal in the neighborhood. There is still a police presence on the scene. A police van has been here this morning. Cruisers going through the area, keeping an eye on things. Now, DC students, they are out of school for spring break, and yesterday afternoon there was a group of kids here in this parking lot of the convenience store on Kenilworth Avenue. At around 3:30 in the afternoon, police say 2 gunmen opened fire on the group. Investigators say a large number of shots were fired in a very short period of time. A 12-year-old and a 14-year-old were hit. I've been talking to people who live around here. They say it's very sad that the boys who were killed were so young, and they say something more really needs to be done to stop the violence. Now, some people I talked to did go on camera with me. Others did not want to be identified.
Now that's strange. That's very strange for somebody not to care about the children. The children should have been the #1 priority.
This is in Kenilworth now.
They were the
right off Kenilworth Avenue.
Right. So I can't understand that. I really can't understand that.
Does it scare you?
Yes, it does.
I don't know. Really don't know. But when they get out of school, sometimes it be a whole crowd, so I don't really. That's why I go home, come up here in the morning, and don't come back out.
So you got the elderly scared to death.
Monitor kids more carefully.
So there were 2 gunmen involved in this, according to police, and both of them fled the scene and are still at large. Police gathering information. They've been looking at surveillance tape, talking to people who were in the area, trying to figure out exactly who these 2 people are responsible for the deaths of 2 young boys. Adam, back to you.
And Megan, if you allow me, this is right next to DC 295, right? Like, this is in a super busy corridor, so there's a lot of people who possibly could have witnessed this.
Yeah, so...
Now we're going to stop this real quick. Now, y'all just heard what the people say. If you ever went to this Circle 7 place, used to be an old 7-Eleven right here on Kenilworth, it's crazy because like I said, everybody and their mother witnessed this. Ain't no ifs and buts about this. It's no way that nobody don't know anything. You have this circle 7 right here, and right beside the circle 7, to the, going to your my right to but to your left is a church right there, real manicured church. I mean, real clean, no trash around and everything. And you tell me nobody's saying anything? That's a busy highway. Either way you can get out there, you got to go down Kenilworth or up Kenilworth. There's no ifs and buts about it. So somebody had to say something. I mean, see something, but they're not saying anything. But how you think that they're gonna ever try to solve these problems and these crimes, man? Especially when it's happening to your children. And you got a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old that lost their life for what? Senseless. We don't really know. And like I said, he was talking because I believe the 12-year-old, they said they hit him about 10 times. So they definitely knew what their target was gonna be. Ain't no ifs and buts about that. But nobody here in Kenilworth, everybody want to play this go hard, man. I ain't no snitch. But once again, if it was your child, you want somebody to tell you who did this to your child. Because in the day, you the one got to bury your child. Or I don't. Maybe maybe DC might do it because of what happened. But the magnitude of these kids are losing their life, man, is unbelievable. I mean, you understand? Back in the days when I was young, man, we didn't have these access to, no pow-pows and knives and all this crazy stuff and all that. But nowadays, kids are doing this. They thinking this because of the music they listen to, or the people they're around. The older guys or the young guys. Maybe these videos and music telling them what to do, and they doing this type of stuff. They carrying out these heinous and crazy crimes that kids would not do. But these are kids that killing. It's kids deleting kids. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. But here in Washington D.C., we had a brother by the name of Shaka. He went out there, had boots on the ground. He pretty much walked around and showed you what was going on. And that's all we're going to do is put teddy bears, all this bullshit, potato chips and candy and soda and all this bullshit. Come on, man. We need to stop that, man. That's all they're going to do is protest for a couple of hot minutes. And then you had these fake mayors and council members. They all out there in Washington, D.C. with their boots on the ground just to do the candlelight vigil, just to get a vote. After the vote, they don't care. If I can guarantee you, this happened Thursday, which was yesterday. Next Thursday, this gonna be forgotten about. Ain't nobody gonna talk about it no more. But now that they got this $50,000 reward out, somebody's gonna come forward. Now there's no snitch law gonna come into effect now. All that's gonna go out of effect. That means that's gonna go out the window. All that ain't snitching. $50,000. Somebody gonna come forward. Somebody gonna try to collect on that money. Ain't no ifs and buts, but I promise you that's what's gonna happen. And they need to, because at the end of the day, man, it is crazy, man, that you even got this elderly lady. You see her, and she said, when I go from work or wherever I come from, I go in the house, don't even come out. They can't even come out and enjoy the sunshine and get some vitamin D from the sun enough because of these off-the-chain kids that y'all got. And then the powers that be, we got to put it back once again to them. The powers that be initiated this. You hit your kids, CPS gonna get involved, all this. There's no discipline. But a police officer, which we seen the video was going viral just a couple of days here on social media, but police body slammed this young girl. Girl weighed about 100, about 95, maybe 100 pounds. Body slammed her. So hard, could have broken. Could have did a whole lot of damage. I believe she had a concussion and things like that. He almost could have deleted that girl the way he slammed her, man. But once again, people are furious about what's going on, how out of control these kids are. You try to tell a kid, tell a son or tell a daughter this or a child this, and they just don't listen. It frustrates you as an adult, man. That makes you take stuff to a whole nother level. And it should never be that way, but it is how it is. That's how things are. But at the end of the day, man, this happened in Washington D.C., Northeast Kenilworth Avenue, right on the busy main highway 295 right there. There's no way that nobody's seeing them. And the crazy thing about it, this store that's see in the background, they claim that they don't have no surveillance. Tell me what store that don't have surveillance nowadays with technology we got. They say they don't have no surveillance. Are they be trying to protect something, or they scared of retaliation against their store? But if you would have went in that store and started ripping them off or doing something to one of them, they would have had all types of audio, cameras and lights, camera acts, everything. They just showed you the whole 9 yards. So it's crazy that these people don't have no type of TV monitors enough and no type of footage of what happened outside the store. Maybe that store need to be closed down, but like she said, It's back open like nothing never happened. Back open for business.
Yes, first of all, a beautiful day yesterday, so there were a lot of people who were out and about, and I don't know, Jabri, if you can maybe pan over. So this parking lot right here with the convenience store, if you
It's
pan
packed.
over to the side, the traffic that you're seeing there, that's actually 295, which of course is a very
Okay.
busy highway here. So
What can they go at?
3:30 in the afternoon, there were a lot of people driving on the highway. There were a lot of people just
That's
out
like
and
rush
about
hour traffic.
enjoying the weather. So a lot of potential witnesses here in the area when the gunfire started.
They won't come
Police
forward.
have talked to some people. As I mentioned, they pulled surveillance video from the area, but they really want to talk to anybody who was in the area, might have seen someone running away, might have seen a car leaving the scene. Again, to piece together exactly what happened, who these two gunmen are, so that they can make some arrests.
Yeah, a tragedy in Northeast. All right, Megan, thanks for all those answers as we.
And once again,
Tonight, 5 juveniles in
Look at
Baltimore
this.
County face assault
Look at
charges
this.
stemming from this fight here caught on camera.
See?
It happened near a
Out of
bus stop
control.
along York Road in Towson,
You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing to these
from the
kids.
Towson Town Center.
Tonight, we heard
Listen.
from residents and business owners who say these incidents are putting a strain on the community.
This is in
beyond
D.C.,
just
Maryland,
public
and
safety.
Virginia.
This looks like 9
What do you do?
Is what it looks like, you know, and I don't see how that's just middle schoolers being middle schoolers. That is a learned behavior, and I don't know how you unlearn that, but something has to be done.
They just act up, and there's no accountability.
Even the clear
for what
people
they're
getting
doing.
tired of
Even
that.
after school, they leave school and they just carry on that behavior everywhere they go.
Good evening, I'm Kai Jackson.
Which they know who they talking about, kids they
Baltimore
talking
police
about.
say some of the same students were then involved in a fight inside Dumbarton Middle School on Tuesday. We'll have an update on that in just a moment.
Tonight, we begin with Fox 45's Keith Daniels breaking down the fight video and the community's response. Keith, what are you learning?
Well, Kai, I'm actually in Baltimore County.
It's
Police
not
are
only
working
D.C., this is
one,
Maryland, D.C., and
a
Virginia.
huge brawl involving juveniles with at least one of them 11 years old. A violent disturbance caught on camera.
Look at it.
It's the video fueling concern in Baltimore County Wednesday.
Even in Baltimore.
On Lamborn Road near York Road involving juveniles. A violent disturbance that erupted during the light of day.
Look.
Someone captured the big fight on cell phone video. Turnbull Brockmeyer Law Group then posted that video on Facebook. Baltimore County Police said it happened Monday at about 3:40 p.m.
So this is not this in D.C., this is in Baltimore too.
With a large physical disturbance involving a group of children between the ages of 11 and 14. It broke out.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing and it's ridiculous.
Across the street from the Towson Diner, where owner Nick Korsunis is calling what happened bad for business.
Where are the parents? Where's the accountability? You know, that's what we want.
So they want accountability from the parents, but they took the power out of the parents' hand. Now they want accountability now. Make it make sense. You can't have both. No discipline, but you want
The
accountability.
disturbance happened just blocks away from the Towson Town Center Mall, where some residents say fights like this one and other crimes, including robbing and assaulting people at the mall, are driving shoppers away. Mary Shanahan
Oh my God!
says she's one of them, stunned by the video of the fight, that her son is fueling fear, notably with juveniles behaving badly.
I enjoy going to a mall and not shopping online all the time, you know, and being around people. But I'm very fearful for my life because you never know what they have in their backpacks, what they have in their pockets,
Thank you.
what they're going to say to you.
You have people that don't want to go to these stores. There's a reason why Louis Vuitton and all these other places moved, right? Yeah, the sales eventually decline, but when you're not safe, you're not going to go to a place. You're going to change your pattern, you're going to change your behavior, you're not going to go there. Yes, online
Correct.
sales, yes, you can say those little things, but ultimately, if you're not safe here, you're not going to want to go somewhere.
Look at that.
Police telling us now of the individuals involved. 5 students are facing second-degree assault.
And look at the color of
charges.
these children. Come on, we gotta keep it 100.
Under the age of 13 will not be charged.
They want accountability for the parents, but they don't want to change them. You can't discipline your child.
As officers continue to notify parents, leaving some residents
There's no accountability for these.
See? No accountability, but you don't want no discipline with it.
business owners
It's supposed to be the safest area of Baltimore County.
shaking their heads.
Once again, you want accountability, but you don't want the discipline to go along with it. Make that make sense.